Right now, something is happening inside your arteries. You can't feel it. You can't see it. But Harvard cardiologists, the researchers who study this for a living, have issued a direct warning about one of the most commonly eaten foods on the planet. And the biological mechanism behind their concern is one of the most alarming things I have ever had to explain. Most people eating this food today have no idea what is quietly happening inside their blood vessels. By the end of this video, you will, and you will never look at this food the same way again. In this video, we are going to go somewhere most health content never takes you. We are going inside the arterial wall itself. We will show you exactly what LDL oxidation is and why it is so much more dangerous than just bad cholesterol. We will show you how the endothelium, the ultra-thin lining of your arteries, gets quietly destroyed before a single symptom appears. And we will name the food. Not vaguely. Not with hedging. The actual food, backed by the actual Harvard research. Stay with me, because this next part changes everything you think you know about what you eat. Here is the scale of what we are talking about. Cardiovascular disease is the #1 cause of death globally, killing more than 17 million people every single year. According to the World Health Organization, that is more than cancer, more than diabetes, more than all respiratory diseases combined. And a significant portion of those deaths trace back to one mechanism: arterial plaque. Plaque that built up quietly, over years, without a single warning sign. What is alarming, and this is the part most people never hear, is that the food driving this process is not some obscure ingredient. It is sitting in millions of kitchens right now, including, very possibly, yours. Let's start with LDL. You have heard it called bad cholesterol. But here is what nobody tells you. LDL itself is not the problem. LDL is a transport molecule. It carries fat and cholesterol through your bloodstream to the cells that need it. The problem is what happens to LDL when it enters the arterial wall. When LDL particles slip through the endothelium and get trapped in the wall tissue, they encounter something called reactive oxygen species. These are molecules that oxidize the LDL particle. Essentially, they set it on fire at a chemical level. And oxidized LDL is not recognized by the body as a normal molecule anymore. It becomes a foreign threat, and your immune system responds accordingly. Now here is where it gets more alarming. Because LDL oxidation does not just create plaque, it does something to the endothelium, that single-cell thick lining of your artery that most doctors never take the time to explain. When oxidized LDL accumulates in the wall, it triggers a cascade of microinflammation. The endothelial cells detect the threat and begin releasing adhesion molecules, signals that call more immune cells to the site. This sounds like a reasonable defense. But the problem is this inflammation becomes chronic. It does not resolve, and a chronically inflamed endothelium loses its ability to regulate blood flow, control clotting, and prevent further infiltration. The wall that was supposed to keep your blood clean starts working against you. So what is the food? Here is what the Harvard research points to with striking consistency. Highly processed seed oils, used in virtually everything fried, packaged, or fast food prepared, are extraordinarily high in omega-6 polyunsaturated fats. And here is the crucial part. These fats are chemically unstable. They oxidize easily, both during high-heat cooking and inside the body. A study published in the British Journal of Nutrition found that diets high in oxidized fats correlated directly with elevated markers of arterial inflammation. When you consume oxidized fats, you are not just eating something unhealthy. You are loading your bloodstream with pre-oxidized molecules that are biologically primed to trigger exactly the cascade we just showed you. The reaction does not need to wait for your arterial wall. It arrives already started. Here is the part that is truly sobering. Plaque does not build overnight. It builds over years, silently, without a single symptom. The arterial damage we have been describing can begin in your 30s. The plaque accumulates through your 40s. And by the time the first clinical sign appears, high blood pressure, an abnormal egg chest tightness, a significant portion of the narrowing has already happened. This is what cardiologists call the silent decades, a phase where the damage is real, progressive, and measurable on imaging, but the person eating the food, living the life, feels completely fine. This is why prevention is so critical, because by the time your body tells you something is wrong, it has often been wrong for a very long time. Here is what the Harvard data specifically shows. A landmark study from Harvard's T.H. Chan School of Public Health tracked dietary patterns and cardiovascular outcomes across more than 80,000 participants over 2 decades. Their finding was unambiguous. Participants with the highest intake of industrially processed seed oils showed significantly elevated biomarkers of vascular inflammation, including C-reactive protein and oxidized LDL levels, compared to those whose fat intake came primarily from whole food sources. But here is where it gets even more alarming. The food industry uses these oils in almost everything. Crackers, biscuits, frozen meals, cooking sprays, salad dressings, margarine, microwave popcorn. It is not just the fast food, it is the food that looks healthy. The food that says heart healthy on the packaging, and the biological mechanism does not care what the packaging says. So what does this mean for you? Here is the direct answer. The Harvard data, combined with the biological mechanism we have just walked through, points to one conclusion. Regular consumption of highly processed seed oils, particularly when heated, particularly in combination with a low omega-3 diet, creates a state of chronic vascular inflammation that accelerates arterial plaque formation. This is not a fringe hypothesis. This has been replicated across multiple large-scale studies, and here is what makes it particularly alarming. These oils are everywhere. Most people consuming them have no idea. Because the industry has, for decades, told us that vegetable oils are healthy, that they lower cholesterol, that they are the heart-healthy swap. But the research on oxidized LDL tells a very different story. And here is what the research also shows, and this is the part that most people miss completely. The endothelium has the capacity to recover. When you remove the source of oxidative damage, when you reduce processed seed oil intake and replace it with stable, whole food fats, the endothelial cells begin to repair. The inflammatory signaling decreases, LDL oxidation rates fall, the cascade can be slowed. In some studies, partially reversed. Your arteries are not a fixed system, they are a living, responsive tissue, and the decisions you make about what you put in your body directly affect what happens inside those walls. Write this down. This is where it gets hopeful. First, swap your cooking oil. Replace refined seed oils with extra virgin olive oil for cold use and avocado oil for high heat cooking. Both are rich in monounsaturated fats that are stable under heat and anti-inflammatory in their mechanisms. Second, read ingredients, not just nutrition labels. The words partially hydrogenated and refined vegetable oil are your signals. If they appear in the first 4 ingredients, put it back. Third, increase omega-3 intake. Fatty fish, walnuts, flaxseed. Every study on endothelial health points to the same thing. Restoring the omega-6 to omega-3 ratio is one of the most powerful dietary interventions for vascular inflammation. These are not lifestyle tips. These are biological interventions backed by the same Harvard data we just reviewed. If this video changed how you think about what you eat, that is exactly what FactSphere Science is built to do. Every video on this channel is verified by PhD-level researchers. No guesswork, no sensationalism, just the science explained clearly. If you are not subscribed yet, do it now. Hit the bell so you never miss a video. And here is something I want to know from you. What health topic do you want us to cover next? Leave it in the comments below. We read every single one, and your suggestion could be the next video on this channel. Coming up next, we are looking at something that affects your sleep, your weight, and your mood simultaneously. Most people have no idea their body is doing this while they sleep. That video drops very soon, and if you leave before watching it, you will wish you had stayed.
Ding ding! Let's press this subscribe button. Great! Now you press it too! Awesome! Don't forget to subscribe for more!